In this video, I'm going to talk about why Western grief therapy causes more grief. And I want to get beyond the traditional Western grief therapy paradigm that leaves so many bereaved endlessly grieving. As a psychotherapist, I know that Western grief therapy and its approach to grief, grieve, let go, and move on and do it in 6 months, leaves the bereaved at a greater loss. And when I was writing Love Never Dies, I discovered that the Western psychiatric community has created new diagnostic labels for what they consider abnormal grief reactions. And the labels like prolonged grief disorder or complicated grief disorder may be slapped on anyone who hasn't, quote unquote, snapped out of it after 6 months. And if that's not bad enough, I was really shocked to find out that the psychiatric community considers hallucinations to be an integral part of these abnormal grief syndromes. There was an article published in 1995 in the American Journal of Psychiatry, and it said, preoccupation with thoughts of the deceased, disbelief regarding the death, and lack of acceptance of the death are symptoms of these disorders. In other words, if you're open enough to admit that the spirit of your loved one lives on, and God forbid, if you admit to seeing or hearing a deceased loved one in any form, psychiatrists can immediately assign a crippling label and tell you that you're hallucinating. And that's not only ridiculous, it's appalling. And there was another article published in 2005 in the Journal of the American Medical Association called Treatment of Complicated Grief, a Randomized Control Trial. And the authors say that estimates suggest each death leaves an average of 5 people bereaved, suggesting that more than 1 million people per year are expected to develop complicated grief in the United States. So what the establishment views as a pathological reaction to the loss of a loved one or complicated grief, I view as a higher state of consciousness. In other words, 1 million people are spiritually open enough to continue a relationship with someone who has passed without obtaining assistance in doing so. And I can only hope to help countless more millions throughout the world achieve this state. So if you're ready to make your own reconnection, if you want some help to reconnect and dialogue, I'm here for you. This is my mission. I'm offering now a limited number of grief relief sessions at askdrlove.com/grief relief, and they're discounted, and I'm holding one just for you. So let me help you get started on the path to reconnecting and healing your grief. See you on the other side.